look now and we have to say, okay, so looking at employee experience, what does the future of employee experience mean to you?
It means a number of things, because if you, for me, it's an understanding and the adaptability of what is happening now and what is coming as well. Because as a leader or leaders, we need to understand the situation now. We need to understand the dynamics. I mean, for instance, we are in a COVID or lockdown situations, and the experience to employees while we are trying to manage that. We don't know what is coming in the future. So it's very important that we have an understanding of what is currently happening. We've got an understanding as well of the future and the forecast as well of the future. And it's very important that we understand even the generations within the employees themselves.
Yeah.
Because you have your generation from your X, Y, we've got your millennials. I mean, I've learned that we've got the slashes kind of a generation at a moment, whereby they actually don't want to be full-time employed. Some of them, they want to do multiple things at once to a point whereby they request not to be offered a permanent employment, but to contract with you for certain hours because they want to DJ, they want to go and save the world. So we need to understand that. I mean, what is it that employees are looking for? What is the situation? And be very cognizant as well of the leadership style that you adopt as an organization, and what are your values as an organization, because that actually that is actually key to people that are looking for opportunities and the skills that are available in the market. Are your values as an organization in line with the values of people out there?
I think that's very interesting. So you're finding, I mean, are you finding that you're getting a lot of Generation X's that are looking for that kind of polywork opportunity? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, we do. We do. We do. I must say, in one of the areas we do have individuals, especially the young generation, that will request. I mean, you will put the position out there as a permanent position, and they will request in the middle of like 2 months, 3 months down the line. They actually request to be on a fixed term contract. Then you need to consider their terms of conditions. And I understand the labor laws in terms of the contract, the deemed provision, but we also have this dynamic of the generation and the opportunities that employees or people want to actually hold multiple opportunities at the same time.
It's so interesting. And
it's very interesting,
it's
especially in the ICT environment.
Yeah,
it does happen, and I've seen it as well with my previous experience in the healthcare sector. You will find this within the critical and scarce scale environment, and my experience both these. I mean, like if I look at my time with one of the healthcare organizations, that's exactly what we had, whereby people are scarce. They are actually like relocating to Europe and US for other opportunities, or even in the Middle East. And you want to keep these these skills. So it's the same thing as well that we have in the ICT space. I mean, with engineers, with the ICT professional, with the IT professionals. So we do consider that. So that actually talks to the employee experience. I mean, that collaboration and the consideration of what the skills require, the offering at the table from your side and also from the skills.
Absolutely. And what have you learned then from, I mean, you were talking now about your previous experience in healthcare. What have you learned that's really been most important through your journey for building a great employee experience, considering all these factors?
Okay. For what I've learned is that it's very important to actually have a vision, draw a picture as an organization. What are your values? What is the vision? What do you want to achieve as an organization in terms of the employee experience? Because most of the organizations, I mean, we are people's business. I mean, at Altron, we actually people who actually provide all the skills and the service out there. It's people. So it's very important that internally they have this experience, this good experience, that they want to be here. They feel like they belong within this organization. So it's very important that you are intentional about it. You are intentional about the employee experience, and it's very clear what is it. Your values needs to be very clear, and I think it is one of the things that the organization has done very well in terms of clarifying the values and also the behaviors that are associated with the values. And really nothing is impossible. People are people, they've got their values, they come to you because they believe that as an organization, you will align with their values, and they assess that as well. It's no longer a situation whereby you need a job, you need food on the table, and then you are desperate. It's no longer like that. Gone are those days. People really assess the organization, and we are clear even during the interviews as well to say the interview actually is not sort of a test or a grilling. It's for us to assess the candidate, and the candidate as well to assess whether they can work with these people, they can work in this environment. Is this the job that I want? So there is a lot of assessment that takes place, and it's both ways.
Yeah, maybe we should consider instead of calling them interviews, maybe we should start calling them alignment sessions.
It is an alignment session. It really, because that's where we actually check, the candidate check whether she or he is aligned with the job, with the organization, with the values of the organization, and with the leader, because it's very important that the candidate understand the leader that is interviewing or that is responsible for that position or opportunity. Are you going to be able to work with this kind of a leadership style? So hence the importance of the question that I always ask during the interviews in terms of the ideal leadership style.
Okay, that's a good question. I must say, I always say that, I can teach you anything you need to know, but if you're not going to fit in culturally a talk, it's not going to work. The skills can be taught.
Yes, that's true. That's very true.